It is mid-morning, and the words on your screen are starting to swim while your thoughts wander to yesterday's unfinished tasks. You're watching Healthspan Lab, where we test the trends so you don't waste money on hype. Today we rank 5 evidence-based daily habits that research suggests may support focus and long-term brain health. These are ordinary behaviors already studied in large populations, not miracle fixes. We will look at how each habit connects to measurable brain processes, such as blood flow, sleep architecture, and attention networks. Along the way, we will share simple ways to begin, and one honest limitation for each. By the end, you will have a clear order of priorities based on the strength of existing evidence. The goal is not to overhaul your life overnight, but to identify small actions that compound over years. Individual results vary, and this remains general educational information rather than personalized guidance. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before making changes, especially if you manage any health condition. Let's begin with the 5th habit on our list. Number 5 is puzzle solving for the moments you want a quick mental warm-up before work. This habit involves regularly completing crosswords, Sudoku, or logic games. Research suggests these activities engage working memory and problem-solving circuits in the prefrontal cortex. Studies have linked frequent puzzle use to small short-term gains in processing speed among healthy adults. You can start simply by setting aside 10 minutes each morning with a single puzzle app or newspaper section. Over time, the repetition may build familiarity with patterns that feel satisfying. One realistic caveat is that the cognitive benefits appear narrow and do not reliably transfer to unrelated tasks, such as driving or financial decisions. Evidence remains stronger for overall mental stimulation across a lifetime than for any single game type. Puzzle solving fits easily into existing routines, yet should not replace broader lifestyle factors. It costs nothing beyond a subscription if you choose digital versions. Skip it if you already feel mentally taxed by the end of the day, and prefer movement instead. Number 4 is mindfulness practice for the afternoons, when attention feels scattered. This habit means sitting quietly and returning focus to the breath or body sensations for a few minutes. Research suggests regular sessions are associated with changes in attention networks and lower reported stress levels in working adults. Brain imaging studies have shown modest increases in gray matter density in regions tied to emotional regulation after 8 weeks of consistent practice. You can begin with a free guided audio lasting 5 minutes and gradually extend the time as it becomes comfortable. The key is showing up daily, rather than aiming for long sessions. A realistic caveat is that benefits often require several weeks of repetition before many people notice steadier concentration during tasks. It works best alongside adequate sleep and movement, rather than in isolation. No equipment is needed, and the practice scales with your schedule. Skip it if sitting still increases restlessness, and you respond better to active forms of recovery. Number 3 is time in nature for the lunch breaks that usually happen indoors. This habit means stepping outside for a short walk among trees or open sky several times a week. Research suggests exposure to natural environments is linked with restored directed attention and reduced mental fatigue. Studies measuring cognitive performance after green space exposure have found improvements in working memory tasks compared with urban settings. You can start by walking 1 block during your midday break and noticing sounds and colors without headphones. The change of scenery itself appears to support the effect. One realistic caveat is that results depend on genuine disconnection from screens, rather than simply relocating your phone outdoors. Weather and safety can also limit consistency in some locations. The habit remains low cost and accessible in most neighborhoods with even small parks. Skip it if your schedule rarely allows daylight hours outside, and you need indoor alternatives that still involve light movement. Number 2 is consistent sleep timing for the evenings, when your mind resists winding down. This habit centers on keeping the same bedtime and wake time within roughly 30 minutes most days. Research suggests stable sleep schedules support memory consolidation and next-day attention through regulated hormone cycles and brain waste clearance. Large observational studies have linked 7 to 9 hours of regular sleep with better performance on focus-related tests. You can begin by choosing a realistic bedtime that allows 8 hours in bed and setting a recurring alarm for both evening wind-down and morning rise. Dimming lights an hour before bed reinforces the signal. A realistic caveat is that life events occasionally disrupt the schedule, and perfection is not required for benefits to appear. The habit works through repetition across months and years, rather than single nights. It requires no purchase, yet yields compounding returns in daily clarity. Skip it if your current work demands make fixed timing impossible, and focus first on exercise instead. Number 1 is aerobic exercise for the foundation that influences nearly every other habit. This means activities such as brisk walking, cycling, or swimming that raise heart rate for at least 20 minutes most days. Research suggests these movements increase blood flow to the hippocampus and support new neuron growth in animal models that translate to human cognitive studies. Population data associate regular aerobic activity with slower age-related decline in processing speed and memory. You can start with a 20-minute walk after dinner at a pace that allows conversation but feels effortful. Adding 1 extra session per week builds the pattern without overwhelm. A realistic caveat is that results depend on consistency over months, rather than intense single workouts, and injuries can interrupt progress. The habit pairs well with sleep and nature time to amplify effects. It costs little beyond comfortable shoes, yet delivers broad health span advantages. Skip it only if a physician has advised against it for your specific situation. Aerobic exercise ranks first, because the evidence for supporting both immediate focus and longer-term brain structure is the broadest and most consistent across studies. It also creates a foundation that makes consistent sleep and mindfulness easier to maintain. Use the other 4 habits as supporting practices once movement is regular. You're not behind if you begin with any single item on the list. Small repeated actions compound into meaningful differences by the time you reach later decades. Subscribe to Healthspan Lab for more rankings grounded in current research. This video contains general educational information, not medical advice. Everyone's body is different, so talk to a doctor or pharmacist before starting anything new. Health is not valued till sickness comes. Thomas Fuller.